All right, good evening, students. Eric Sims here with a recap of this week's module. This week we went over Module 5 and we learned about web enhanced listening and viewing strategies. Um, I would say one of the most useful things that I learned from this module was the different types of note taking strategies. The most common note taking strategy that I was taught is the Cornell notes and the outline, which were the two strategies that we learned about. The most common strategy that I use is the outlining strategy because it helps me kind of organize information and kind of it helps me navigate important information because of the setup and like the chronological order of how you set up your notes. And so that was a strategy that I use. Um, and then I also appreciated learning about the different strategies like the concept map, which is more of connecting nodes and links to topics. And it's like kind of like related to levels of processing. So I appreciated learning about that topic as well. Um, So for specific examples of things that I use, like I use the outliner, that strategy, and like I said, it helps me with kind of placing the importance of information, and that's important to me because I don't know, I have a way of kind of like viewing all information as like relevant and important. For example, like one of the topics that they were talking about in the video, in the note taking video, was one of like a poor strategy of note taking is trying to write down all of the important topics. We're trying to write down everything that the professor is saying or displaying, and that was a habit that I suffer from. And so, being able to shrink down the amount of words that you're using, or to summarize your words in a more concise form, so that way you're like seeing keywords and keywords that kind of like navigate you to understanding the topic a little bit better. Um, so that's why I appreciate that. Mm, so in the future, you can use any one of the note taking strategies because I deal with a part of what I'll be doing as a career or practice will be delivering presentations and like ideas, and so being able to extract information, key information, quality information in a short amount of time may be very essential for me to be able to deliver the messages that I, should deliver. Um, yeah, or working with teams, that's very common in careers and different practices. So, working with teammates, maybe it's all right for me to work to take my notes in an outlining format, but if my teammates are taking notes in a map and like in the Cornell notes format or the concept map format, then it'll be important for me to understand how to connect the information that they're writing down. And then finally, the advice that I would give for students, I would give students advice on summarizing your notes, being able to listen, to actively listen, and to be able to summarize terms and concepts, because that's very important. Because if your lecturer, professor, or whoever's presenting is pretty fast, they have a fast speed uh, in their presentation, it's going to be important for you to be able to, summarize up those key terms. And you won't always have the opportunity to ask questions immediately as soon as you have it. So being able to summarize terms, being able to understand and trust your note-taking format, being able to take criticism, being able to ask questions, all of these are key and important strategies to having efficient and useful notes. So Eric Sims here again with Build Your Brand Incorporated, and that was a recap of Module 5. Thanks, students. Take care.